For when the Honolulu Star-Bulletin's purchase of the Honolulu Advertiser closes next week, the iconic Advertiser headquarters, known as the News Building, is not part of the sale. The Advertiser's current owner plans to sell the property, so it is unclear what will happen to the famous building that many people consider historic. KITV4's Kyoki Kerr live with that story. Kyoki.
Well, Laura, the Gannett Company, which owns the Advertiser, has been trying to sell or redevelop the newspaper's property for 5 years now with no takers. And whoever buys the site would have to deal with the touchy issue of whether to preserve or try to destroy the historic news building.
The Honolulu Advertiser's nearly 4-acre property at 605 Kapiolani Boulevard is for sale, as hundreds of its employees expect to be laid off with the consolidation of Honolulu's 2 newspapers. The building opened in 1929 and was built for $500,000. These State Archives photos from decades ago reveal the beautiful courtyard full of tropical plants and a fountain. Imagine reporters writing stories at these desks overlooking the atrium. The building once also housed Hawaii's first radio station, KGU, and its huge antenna. It was from this roof that a radio reporter broadcast nationwide a description of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941.
It is a historical building, and it does have historical significance, but it's going to take the right person who has a vision to see where it can go, what they can do, and build around it.
The building is not on the National Register of Historic Places, but it's considered historically significant. So real estate consultant Stephanie Sofo says a buyer would likely have to keep the old structure, but could demolish the newer buildings and parking lot to build a new development. But that could be complicated by potential hazardous waste problems caused by 75 years of printing press activity here, before the Advertiser opened a new press building in Kapolei 6 years ago. And Sofo says many developers don't want to deal with redoing historical buildings because you can't just knock them down and start from scratch.
That takes a lot of money, and it takes a lot of concern, and a lot of people don't want to touch it. People don't want to go into historical buildings because it's too much work. It's too much government intervention.
Now, the city assessed the value of the property at $16.5 million last year. Sofo says a developer could use the air rights above the historic 3-story building to gain permission to build a taller, denser building on the other portion of the property. Kyoki Kerr, KITV4 News.